Welcome. This is a video about the proper way of cleaning. We'll show you how to clean restrooms, carpets, and floors the right way. Now we start with the restroom. The restroom is the most commonly used room in an office, a house, and in a public area. This is why it is important to always keep it clean. This is Edna. She's here today to demonstrate the proper way of cleaning the restroom. Now to show you step by step on how to do this. Firstly, prepare the proper equipment for cleaning restrooms. These are the following: liquid soap, 2 spray bottles, 1 for liquid soap and 1 for water, glass cleaner, toilet scrubbers, plunger, rubber gloves, wet floor sign, mop, bucket wringer, trash bag, dry cloth, and a closed for cleaning sign. Before anything else, put the closed for cleaning sign outside the door. Now empty the trash bins. Make sure nothing is left inside. After that, spray the toilets with liquid soap, then scrub them thoroughly with the toilet brushes. Make sure to fully scrub whole toilet. After you scrub every part of the toilet, spray it with water and wipe it with a dry cloth. Next, spray the cubicle walls with liquid soap and wipe it. Then spray it with water and wipe it again. When that's done, spray the urinals with liquid soap. Scrub with a toilet brush, spray with water, then wipe thoroughly. Make sure to scrub every part of the urinal. After that, spray the mirrors with liquid soap. Then scrub and wipe it with a glass cleaner. After that, spray the sink with liquid soap and thoroughly scrub it. Then once again spray with water and wipe with dry cloth. Then finally, thoroughly mop the floor and display the wet floor sign. When all that is done with, make sure to refill any refillable items like liquid soap and tissues and return everything back to their proper places. After cleaning, make sure to store all equipment in the proper location and never leave them scattered in the restroom. And that's the proper way to clean restrooms. Now on to carpets. Carpets easily collect dirt and dusts because of its texture. If left unclean, the accumulation of the dirt and dusts leave a horrendous smell. If not cleaned appropriately, it would be difficult for one to clean a carpet with stains caused by soda spills and the like. This is Carlo. He's the one who will show us the proper way in cleaning the carpet. Again, you must have the proper equipment for carpet cleaning. What you'll be needing are wiper, rotary floor machine, wet vacuum, carpet shampoo. The first thing to do is spray the carpet shampoo all over the carpet. Next is to use the rotary floor machine on the carpet. This will scrub the carpet inside out. After that, use the wiper to scrape out the foams. Then, use the vacuum to suck the excess foam and the dirt that the rotary floor machine scrubbed. Then finally, use an electric fan to dry the carpet. And that is how to properly clean carpets. On to cleaning floors. Be it an office, a household, or a warehouse, every place has a floor. That is why it is a must to know how to properly care for the floor. The floor care life cycle consists of multiple procedures. We have here again our friend Carlo, this time to show us the right way of floor cleaning and maintenance. Dry cleaning. The tools needed in dry cleaning are dust mop, soft broom, dust pan, putty knife, or long-handled scraper. Before anything else, remove obstacles like furniture, plants, and walk of mats. Then sweep the area using the broom and dustpan. After that, remove gum and stickers using the putty knife. Then you now dust mop the floor. Wet mopping. Wet mopping is a 2-bucket wet cleaning process used for the removal of heavy soil. The tools needed in wet mopping are wet mop, bucket, wet floor sign, and an all-purpose liquid soap. First thing to do is to position the wet floor signs. Next, fill the mop bucket with all-purpose liquid soap solution. Start with a clean mop. Place the mop into the cleaning solution. It should be wet but not dripping. Then mop the floor using a figure 8 motion. Then using a clean wet mop and a bucket of clean water, apply a rinse to the floor. Allow the solution to dwell for 3 to 5 minutes. Then rinse the floor with a clean wet mop. Damp mopping. Damp mopping is very similar to wet mopping, except this time, you must only dampen the mop. The tools needed here are damp mop, bucket, wet floor sign, and an all-purpose liquid soap. First thing to do is to again position the wet floor signs. Then, fill the mop with an all-purpose liquid soap solution. After that, dampen the mop with the solution. Make sure it is only damp and no dripping. Again, mop the floor using the figure 8 motion. Leave the floor as dry as possible. This will speed up the drying process and allow the floor to open to traffic. Mop strip method. Mop strip is generally used when there is no floor scrubbing machine available and the floor finish buildup is not excessive. The tools needed here are wet floor signs, wet mop, mop bucket, spatula, stick broom, floor stripper, and dustpan. First thing to do is to position the wet floor signs. After that, fill the bucket with the floor stripper solution. Mop the floor with the floor stripper solution. Then allow to dwell for 3 to 5 minutes. Do not allow the stripper solution to dry on the floor. Re-wet if necessary. With the same wet mop, re-wet the floor, working your way back into the slurry to reduce any slippery conditions. Then, allow it to dwell for 3 to 5 minutes more. After that, use the spatula to strip the corners and other areas. Then, pick up the slurry with a broom and dustpan. Stripping. Stripping is the process of removing old wax or finish from the floor. It is required when the floor becomes unsightly and can no longer be restored to its original appearance. The tools needed here are wet floor signs, wet mop, mop bucket, spatula, rotary floor machine, dustpan, floor stripper, and a stick broom. First thing to do is again position the wet floor signs. Then, fill the mop bucket with floor stripper solution. After that, apply the floor stripper solution on the floor. Then allow to dwell for 5 to 10 minutes. Again, do not allow stripper to dry on the floor. Then, scrub the floor using the rotary floor machine using the appropriate stripping pad. Then use the spatula to strip corners and other areas where the machine can't reach. After that, pick up the slurry with broom and dustpan. Then apply a liberal amount of clean rinse water to the floor with a clean wet mop. Sealing and finishing. Sealing and finishing are the procedures employed to protect the floor, improve its appearance. The tools needed here are wet floor signs, dry and clean mop, and a floor wax. Again, before anything else, position the wet floor signs. Then, place dry and clean mop on the floor and pour in a small amount of floor wax. Then apply floor wax to the floor in a wider 8-figured motion. After this, allow the coat to dry. Drying usually takes about 20 to 30 minutes. Then, apply remaining coats to finish the same way until required appearance is achieved. Spray buffing. Spray buffing is a procedure used to restore the gloss to the 20% of the floor that gets 80% of the traffic. Before spray buffing, it is necessary to dry clean and wet clean the floor to ensure that the soil is not buffed into the floor finish. The tools needed here are wet floor signs, rotary floor machine, and a spray buff. Firstly, position the wet floor signs. Then wet clean the floor by a damp mopping and wet mopping. After that, attach a buffing polishing pad to the rotary floor machine. Then using a spray bottle, apply a fine mist of spray buff on a small section of the floor. Buff the sprayed area using overlapping strokes. Continue buffing until the desired gloss is achieved. And finally, dust mop the floor to remove any loose debris. Top scrubbing. Top scrubbing is the procedure used to remove the top coat or two of finish from the surface of the floor when soil is heavily embedded, prior to recoating. The tools needed here are wet floor signs, wet mops, mop buckets, spatula, rotary floor machine, scrubbing pad, broom, and dust pan. Before anything else, position the wet floor signs. Then, fill the mop bucket with the all-purpose liquid soap solution and fill the second mop bucket with clear rinse water. Then liberally apply cleaning solution to the floor. After that, allow it to dwell for 5 to 10 minutes. Again, do not let the cleaning solution to dry on the floor. Then scrub the floor with a rotary floor machine using the appropriate scrubbing pad. Use the spatula to scrub corners and other areas where the machine cannot reach. Then pick up the solution with a broom and dustpan. After that, apply a liberal amount of clean rinse water to the floor with a clean wet mop. That ends our video. Let's now say goodbye to our cleaning buddies Edna and Carlo. Always remember, for every dirt left unclean, it will be double in the morning. Till next time.